Hey Folkies, I'm headed to a new exciting place of mine, which I want to show you, so come along! What can this little cabin be? Looks nice, doesn't it? Yes, it is a very tiny home recording studio, which I have arranged the past weeks and even months, actually to quite some time, and I'm really excited about it. So let's have a mini tour of this mini studio. First, the space itself. It's a little cabin that a friend of a friend has built and was not using, so I asked her if I could hire it, and she was more than happy to let me do so. It is a temporary arrangement, so I have it for the winter and spring, but we'll see about the summer if she wants to have it back. I truly hope I can keep it longer, but we'll see. Also, we'll see how much I use it actually. But let's go back to that later. So I had to cover everything in fabrics to have a better sound, basically in the whole room. So blankets and curtains and carpets, I bought most of them at secondhand stores, which are very popular here in Sweden. And I had to nail them to the ceiling and a bit everywhere. The sound is not perfect yet. We have especially that corner with the window, which I could cover more or better, but for now I'm happy enough. The sound has changed and improved basically a lot already, but I might do some more work there. Then of course we have the material, the Pro material. So these are my beautiful Neumann microphones, which I could purchase thanks to my patrons on Patreon. So yes, the money I get on Patreon is directly used into making more music and better sound, and microphone stand and cables and all this kind of things, and into a tiny little Focusrite, which is a really good, small, easy to use and very quiet as well mini interface with not too many buttons for a newbie like me, which is very appreciated. And I do very simple recording stuff here. I am not equipped for doing like big mixing and mastering and all these kind of things. For this I still require the help of an actual sound engineer, but all the recording part I can do, and the sound here is really good. I am away from all big sources of noise, except one little road. Sometimes there is a tractor or a car or something, so they can be heard. Usually normal cars, if they drive a bit slowly, they're not heard here, not even the vibrations. It's far enough from the road, but tractors, it's countryside, there are lots of tractors and big machines. These are a little bit of a problem. I also do hear a little bit the wind when it's windy here. And rain is not a problem, but birds are a problem. There's a little forest just next door, next to the cabin. And when the birds, some birds that are really like talkative, decide to perch there and to sing or to chat or something, then I have to either try to scare them away, which never works, or just wait until they're done with their meeting and chatting and singing. I wanted to record much earlier this autumn, but we had, for example, geese that were on their migration south, and they were just like out there in the field next to the cabin, and they would comment on everything that was happening. So I could not record anything because there were just like geese noises everywhere. But now they are finally gone south for the winter, so now it's actually quiet. Now I have a little announcement to make. I am taking a little break from YouTube. There are several reasons to that. The main one is just that I need it. I have been producing 3 videos a month, kind of, all year, all 2021, and it was a lot. I have in my planning, in principle, 2 full music days per week. I have a side job the rest of the time, and these 2 days have been used mostly for my YouTube videos during the whole year. So 1 day for preparing and recording, and 1 day for editing and posting. This was great. I've made lots of videos I'm quite happy about, but it also just takes a lot of time, and I don't have much time left for the rest of my music. I am also just in general kind of saturating, especially about the editing. Recording I quite enjoy, although it's kind of stressful still, but editing is not my favorite thing, and it's so much time. It just eats up a day, basically. And all this went even crazier during October, when I took part in the Undying Tales challenge with 1 little composition recorded and edited and posted every day, almost every day. It was great. I loved this challenge. I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun, but it was really demanding and exhausted me quite a bit. The second reason is why I make this video and why I make this announcement in the same video as the mini studio tour. I have this studio now and I want to use it, and for this I need to take time and sit in the studio and try things and learn how to use my mics, find a better placement for each instrument and all this kind of things. And I really want to take time for that, and I have lots of ideas of things I want to arrange. I want to make my own music. I love to teach you guys and I love to talk nerdily about Scandinavian folk music, but I am really dying to make more of my own music, to make my own tunes or my own arrangements of traditional tunes. For this, I need the time to sit in the studio and work on that. I also have a few, especially 1 bigger project, which I won't talk in details about yet, but just know that there are big things brewing. I didn't just get the studio because it's cool to have one, but because I have plans. And again, for projects, music projects, I need time. I need to be able to sit a whole day in here and work on the stuff. The third and last reason is that it's winter here in Sweden, and Swedish winter is very dry, both outdoors and indoors, due to the cold itself that dries out the air, and to the heating that does the same thing. Which means that instruments are not happy at all, and I always tune down my instruments during the winter so that they have a bit less pressure on their tabletops, and I do my best to keep some kind of humidity in the rooms where I keep them. But still, I prefer to tune them down to avoid any extra pressure, which means that I am not in regular tunings on any of my instruments at the moment. They're all tuned down. So instead of ADGC at 440 on the Nyckelharpa, I now have G sharp, C sharp, F sharp and B at 430. And this is true for like all my instruments. Which means that I cannot teach you music if you are supposed to play things on regularly tuned instruments along with me. I will tune my instruments up again at the end of the winter. It depends a lot on the climate, so I don't exactly know when. And because of that, and also the other reasons I just mentioned, and many other things about life, I don't exactly know when I will come back. Probably somewhere end of January, beginning of February, something like that, maybe a little later. We'll see how things go. Do not worry, I am not planning on not making videos anymore. I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm taking a break. I have lots of ideas of videos I want to record. Some of them are already like half recorded or being worked on. So there are many more videos to come. Just for now, I am not doing that. I also think it's a good moment to take a break for me, as it is the Christmas period or any other kind of feast that you celebrate yourself. And I am not a Christmas person. I love the season, but I don't really feel much for all the celebrations, so I usually just keep to myself. And as people love to like be a lot into the Christmas spirit, Hanukkah, midwinter, Yule, whatever you want, I will leave you to that, and I will go in my little corner do my own things during this time. So I think it's perfectly fitting with the season, actually. So I will be mostly here in the studio working on things, recording things that you will hear in the coming year, I guess. And I will also prepare new videos for the year to come. this is what I wanted to show you and share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my mini home studio. I'm very excited about using it more. I hope you will have a very nice season. If you want my 2 cents philosophy, please remember that you don't need to show your love by buying expensive gifts or this kind of things. It's more the person you are to the people you love, which is important. Have a very nice time meeting them. Tell them what you feel about them. Share important, meaningful moments with them. Don't forget to be careful, health and all this kind of things. Washing hands, all this. And don't forget the music, both playing, practicing your instrument, and listening to lots of nice tunes. I wish you a very nice time, and I will see you in a few weeks. Hej då!